Hey, this is Ronald Carroll from MADEskills University. Today I want to show you how to create a very simple Ferrari commercial using DaVinci Resolve 18, and this is really good for beginners to get a better grip on how to use the software. I also provided you with the video assets that you will need for this if you want to use mine and follow along with me, or use your own and create your own unique idea. But I'm going to show you different techniques I used when I do stuff like this for clients. Let's get started. Sometimes there's a problem with playback in DaVinci Resolve 18, so I want to go over here to DaVinci Resolve, go down to Preferences, and I want to go to Memory and GPU, and I want to make sure that I only have 16 gigabyte, but that I'm using all of it, that I'm also processing everything through my GPU and not my CPU. I'm going to go down here also to User, and I want to make sure. And again, I want to use my GPU and every bit of memory I have. On the decode options, I want to make sure my GPU is also being used. Then I want to go over here to playback, and I want to come down here to render cache, and I want that to be on smart. This way, when I'm idle or not doing anything, it's going to start rendering my files. Now onto here, Fusion Memory Cache. Normally I have this on auto, but I want this on now. Sometimes it doesn't seem to make a difference, so we have to do it manually anyway. But I'll show you how to do that later. Let's go back over here to our edit module. And when I create a storyboard for a client or some kind of whatever I'm doing, I like to have a storyboard format and list the videos 1 through 5, 1 through 10. Here are the text for this commercial that I created. But sometimes if I have a special effect, I'll put those special effects in their respective folders. Here I have general transitions, but in this beginning clip, I initially had footsteps, and that gives me a better idea of what I'm doing. So right now, while I'm in my media module, I'm going to grab my video clips and drag them in, and they'll come in order 1 through 10. At this point now, I can switch over to my edit module and then bring those clips down to my timeline. They come in order, which is what we want. I can hit shift or delete, or just delete what I don't want here. And these are the words for my commercial. So now I'm just going to scrub my timeline to see which video clips need to be switched around or moved, or I want them all going left to right if possible, or be neutral. That's the goal. This one's going right to left, so we have to switch that. There's also a fade to black on the next video clip, so let's make those two changes. Click on this one to switch it from right to left to right. Go up to Inspector, click on the flip icon there and flip that. Now it should be going left to right. At the end of this clip, the beginning clip fades in. So arrow key over 1 or 2 until you see a video. Now press Control or Command plus B as in boy to make a precise cut right there. Alt and scroll up and down with your mouse to make your video clips smaller or larger. Let's find that. Delete that. Hold Shift plus Spacebar to bring those two clips back together. We're going to do that a lot. Every time we do a cut or we speed up a clip, we're going to have more room between the two clips, so you're going to use that a lot. So get used to doing that. Conversely, if the clip is extended, it's going to go past, so you need to create room for that on the other side. Now all of our videos go the way we want them to go. So now let's talk about strategy here. So we're going to have text here or a voiceover saying made with beauty. I want to focus on the front of this car, the logos, and the mountain. So I'm going to go up here to this drop down menu, and I'm going to click on Dynamic Zoom. And I want to zoom in to the mountain. So remember, this starts on green and ends on red. The green's going to cover the whole screen where we're going to start. But now we're going to go over to the red and make it smaller and focus more on the car and the mountain and less on her or the cars to her left. Kind of like that. Now I'm going to go up here and I'm going to click on Render Cache Fusion Output equals on. We're going to do this for every single video clip. This is where I can see what's rendered and what's not. Blue is rendered, red is not rendered. If I do this up here or do it in the settings, it just doesn't hold for every clip. Don't know why, but do this for every single video clip. Right click it and make sure that's on so we can see what's rendered all the way across our timeline. And this is if you want smooth playback for sure. So now we're going to bring in Made with Beauty. So this will come in here. So let's see how our video goes. And now it's going up and to the right into the mountain. So we're going to drive in that mountain theoretically later in the video. That's the objective there. The second clip is okay. What I want to do though is spin off this logo and then go down to her hand. I'm going to go logo to logo and then down to her hand. So I'm going to go back over here to my dynamic zoom, turn it back on. Take my green here, make it smaller, and focus on the logo in front of the car. Make this smaller. Let that render. Turn that off. I'm going to do a really quick speed ramp here, but I'll show you what I did in a second. I just want to get the flow of this going so I can see where I'm trying to go with this, because I'm doing this as we do it live. So that's going to spin a little bit faster. I'm going to do a speed ramp in there and bring in some music and different things like that. Now it goes down to her touch. So Made with Touch. That's the goal there. Right click on this video clip. I'm going to go up and check Read Time Controls. Right click again and go up and check Read Time Curve. Click on this drop down menu. We're going to uncheck Read Time Frame and check Read Time Speed. This will be done for every single video clip. I'm going to add a keyframe here. Just click on that little dot or diamond. To make this go faster, just drag it up. I can go up to 300% there. And I did this the same way I did the first clip. So if I go over here to the left, it's the same thing I did. I'm doing over here to the right. Click on this drop down arrow here, and I'll get this drop down menu. Click on Change Speed. Let's go down to 800%. Shift backspace. And let's bring in another keyframe here to speed this up. This whole thing's a little bit too slow, so let's go ahead and drag it up. We're at 123%, 130%. Let's go up some more to 162. Bring those two clips together. Let's see how that looks. And I want this to go a little bit slow because I'm trying to show off the car and the shine. Bring those together. So this was pretty much the same. We're going to check Read Time Controls and Read Time Curve. Do this for all the videos so we have it done already. Except this last one, of course. Bring those together. Now on this last one, let's right click on it and let's go up to Change Clip Speed. Let's type in 400 here. This one I don't want a speed ramp. I just want this to go really fast. Let's see what that looks like. Too slow. Right click it again. Let's rechange that speed to 1000. Change clip speed. Type in 1000. Could be faster, but this is how you go faster on a clip. That's okay. Let's go back over here. Let's make this a little bit faster. Bring those two clips together. Now the routine here, of course, is to uncheck the bottom one, Read Time Frame, and check the one above it, Read Time Speed. And we're going to do that on every clip. Let's find our keyframe spot here. And I want that to speed up right there because we're going to bring in a sound effect as well. Click on this arrow here, going down. Let's get a drop menu. Let's change the speed to, if you want to freeze frame that, you can do it there. Let's change our speed here to 800. Okay, that's better. And you know the routine here. Now this entire clip is way too slow. Let's bring in a few different keyframes here, 3 of them. And then I'm going to change the, if I go down with this, it slows it down. If I go up, it makes it faster. Let's click on a drop down menu, change that to 400, bring this up. And normally her shoes are in the car, but I flipped these clips around and I would just mask out her shoes if I had to do this for a client. Let's go up with this and let's make this whole thing faster. I want her to jump into the car at the end, so let's go ahead and click on our drop down menu, change our speed to 800 there, and that should do it. Bring those two clips together. This clip automatically zooms in. If it didn't, I would say zoom in like this clip is zooming in. What I want to do is when she turns the key, I want that to speed up. So let's go ahead and create a keyframe right there where she turns the key. Bring it up, click on the drop down menu and change it to 800. Let's see what that looks like. This part's too slow. Let's speed that up, grab it and drag it up. Okay, a little bit slower, that should do it. Okay, let's move on. Here, I bring in add and precision. So I want to zoom in on the front of that car and those logos. Too close. So let's zoom out a little bit. Let's redo that. Back up, about right there. Now we're going to have the sound of the engine come in as well. Then I want this to speed up about right there and slow down at the light. So let's put a keyframe there and move it along and stop it about right there. Add another keyframe and let's speed ramp that part. So let's go ahead and click on the down arrow and go to 800. So now it's going to speed up right there and then slow down. Move that up just a little bit. About right there. And this is a transitional move here. What I want to do is speed frame right before the reveal of that logo on the tire on the rim. Because I want to go from that tire to the car behind it. So front tire to front tire. So I'm going to create a keyframe there. And then I want to speed that up before the logo reveals itself, and I want to put a keyframe there and then speed up between that so it speeds into the logo reveal. Kind of like this. Let's go 400 with this. Bring those two together, let that render, and that should give me the effect I want. Now I can move on to the next clip. So you know the routine here. Uncheck that and check that. And here, what I want to do is go from the rear tire of the previous clip to the front tire of this car. So from this tire into this tire of that car. But about right here, I don't want to see the passenger. I want this to all speed up. So we're going to do two things here. We're going to click on dynamic zoom. And we're going to go back to the beginning of the clip and we're going to zoom into that tire area. Just like that. I come down here to about right here and I want this car to speed up. So I stop it right there and add a keyframe. Click on my drop down menu. Change my speed to 400. Now move over to the next clip. And we're going to divide this into two separate sections. So go to the middle, add a keyframe. Now I have 100 to the left and 100 to the right. Click on the drop arrow and make this 400 That should be 600 really. That's okay. And we'll make this one 800. So we're going up in speed. 448. And our last video clip is 1000. So that's how we have that sort of takeoff effect at the end. So let's see what we have here. Okay, so that's our basic video. Let's go ahead and bring in some audio. So we're going to bring in a song as well as some special effects. I get mine from Epidemic Sound. I have a subscription to them, but get yours from YouTube, wherever you get them. Let's go ahead and bring them down. Now right here, it tells me that the video stops here, so I can press Control or Command plus B as in boy to make a precise cut right here and delete the rest of the audio. I'm going to grab the edge of the audio file here and just fade it out at the end. Very simple stuff. I'm going to bring down these footsteps. I didn't end up using these, but I'm going to show you a trick you can use to synchronize your audio to your video by just changing the speed of the audio clip. See, the lines here are really close together, so that's how fast the steps are moving in this audio clip. I'm going to right click on this and I'm going to go to change speed on this. See how close they are together? So we're going to take this to 0.25. Now that's going to spread out. It's going to match our actual footsteps. But I didn't use it at all. Here I'm going to bring in just different sound effects and swooshes and things like that. If I slowed it down or sped it up, it's going to give that swoosh a different little effect to it. So if you don't have a lot of swooshes, you can just do that. I'm going to bring them in. But when she flicks her hand down, I want that door sound before the car starts. So I'm just trying to time this up here. That's all I'm doing. And then we have the roar of the engine. On the second engine, I added an echo effect to that to make it sound like it was in the distance. So now let's see what that sounds like. The effects were a little bit off, so what I want to do is just microscopically move these left and right and change them up. Again, I can also change the speed of these if they don't go exactly the way I want them to go. That's a little bit too slow, so I'm going to speed that up. Should be better. Let's check it out. Okay, a little better there. Now I'm going to go up here to media. And what I want to do here is bring in the shake when I start the car. Let's scrub the line over here till we get to the shake. And again, this video zooms in, but if it didn't, you should zoom this in. Go over to effects, come down to open FX or filters. Go up here to the search box and type in camera or shake or camera shake. I'm going to grab that and drop it on the video clip. Once it's on, I can click on it and go up here to effects. And there's my camera shake and all the options I have. Now I'm going to scroll down because I want this to shake only when I start the car, not before and not after. So I'm going to turn all these off. And right here is where I can keyframe this. So I'm going to scrub to where we're about to start the car. And we're going to insert a keyframe right here. It's going to be orange. So we want those two to be active. Move down your timeline. Go up to motion scale and speed scale and move it to the right. Repeat one more time. Move this to the right. Now take these all the way back to 0. No more shaking. It looks like this. So that's how we do that. And now everything is timed a little bit better, except this. Let's move it over just a little bit. About right there. Minor adjustment here. That should do it. Now we can add some text. So go up to effects, go over to titles, either bring in a custom title or a basic title. Let's drag it down to our timeline. And this text comes in later, so move it to the right. And this will be our made for beauty text. Click on the text. We'll go up here to inspector and let's change it to made for beauty. Now we have options down here we can play with. I want to make this white with a red border around it a little bit, so we can just play with different colors. Do whatever you want to do here. Click on your text. Go over here to settings. And we're going to go down here to where it says dynamic zoom. Turn that on. Click on the drop down menu. We want this to ease in and ease out. And once we get the text perfect here, we can just copy and paste the text to each video frame. So just play around with whatever you want here. And to pop out the little stroke border, change your stroke size to 1. And now you can see the red around the white letters. Just hit copy and paste, Control or Command plus C as in cat, and Control or Command plus V as in victory to paste it. And reposition your text anywhere you want. I'm going to speed this up, but basically do whatever you want to do here. Copy and paste your text, reposition them. At the end, you can see I changed some of the text. And this could have been a voiceover as well. You can do whatever you want to do with the text. You can have it swoosh in as well. You can have it dissolve in and be pushed out and pushed in. Keep in mind, you can do a lot of stuff there. If I want to color match, especially the last 3 clips, because they're different from the other clips, I can go here and do some coloration. I can also pick the clip that I want to match here, right click on the clip up here, and click on grab still. Click on that. The click I want to match this to, click on that on my timeline, go back up to the clip to the left here in my gallery, right click on it, and go down to apply grade. So I can apply whatever color grade I have on the red car to the other red car, or any other clip. For example, these two. Let's apply grade to that. Click on that clip. Let's apply grade to that. So just grab still and apply grade. And that's a simple way to do it. There's other ways to do it. This is DaVinci Resolve. Before, after. You can also color grade that and color correct that as well. Just a quick reminder of what you can do. I can add more red to this by dragging it up. For more details on this, check out my DR17 lesson and DR18 lesson. I go over color grading and color correction. To fade that audio out, I just grab that clip there. I can bring in my audio, my mixers here, and make simple changes to my audio. Down here, I can also go up here and enable my equalizer and play with that here. If I want to get serious, go down here to Fairlight, and now I can do so much more. Even go over here and work with different effects. Like I used an echo effect on the second car engine to give it that far away appearance. So there's a lot you can do with this. To deliver this, I can render it here, put in a name. I'm going to call this car commercial. Then I'll go down and change the format to MP4, the resolution, frames per second, yada yada, advanced sections, and render it there. I can also go back up here to presets, and there's your H.264, 265. I can go directly to YouTube or Twitter. I can also export this to a Final Cut 7 or Adobe Premiere format. So much you can do here. Now go down here to add to render queue, click on that and save that anywhere you want basically. Go up here to the upper right and you'll see that job waiting to be rendered. Click on render all and that job will be rendered. So just have fun with this. You can use this for any other type of commercial or video intro you want. So that'll do it. This is a simple project to do. Thank you for watching. Please check out my DR17 and 18 and other lessons on my channel. Like this video, please, and subscribe. And in the meantime, until I see you again, have a creative day.